Hi everyone, it's Giselle with a message for today, and I want to talk about even more dream messages and telepathy that I've experienced last night. And I do feel the energies are building up very much because I remember going for pretty much what felt like months without anything significant, and now every single time something more intense comes through. So I feel the dream shared an equal amount of symbolism as well as actual messages directly from my beloved. And I always put the intention out there that whoever is drawn to view these videos will benefit from it one way or another. And so I thought I would share. So first I was dreaming about being at some beach of some sort where it had these little cabins that people could rent, but the cabins were just made out of wood. They weren't very sturdy. And so there were waves that were crashing and being very violent, like humongous waves. And they would take away all of these little cabins and not many would be left standing. And me and my twin were there, but we weren't scared. We were just stood there and looking. And I believe his dad was there too for some reason. And he was complaining that he couldn't finish his drink because every time he would try to drink, it was a can he was holding, the waves would go in and make his drink all salty. But it was so weird how we were just not fazed by the waves being so violent. We were just stood there very peacefully and calm and thinking there's no big deal. But we would both kind of joke and say, yeah, well, you should just drink it all, neck it kind of thing. And I said it first. And then he looked at me and he said, I was going to say exactly the same thing. You're just always kind of taking the words out of my mouth. And then he said something to me. He said, we are very similar, you and I. Very much so. Which made me laugh. Because on the outset, you wouldn't really think so. Although energetically, I do feel that. But it's hobbies and well, certain hobbies we have in common, definitely. But other ones, I'm totally the opposite, and it's quite funny. But yeah, in the dream he said, we're very similar. And then he wrote me a love note. It was a note with not your traditional like sentences or paragraphs. It was kind of like words and sentences all over a page. But a few of them stood out to me. And the first thing I noticed is that he had very pretty handwriting, which every time a boyfriend would write me a love letter, especially when we were younger, they were so the handwriting would be so atrocious that I could barely read it. But with him, it was very beautiful, which in the way that the dream presented itself to me felt like it was very different from anyone I'd ever known. Not your typical guy handwriting where you just barely make out what it says. With him, it was very, very beautiful. And he wrote always and forever, which really stood out to me. And he underlined it too, like in a very beautiful, artsy way. And that stood out. I think he wrote some other things too, but that one sentence really, really stood out to me. And I felt it and I thought, wow, okay, this dream has so much. I mean, the other dream I had the other night was about us coming closer together and trusting each other and getting rid of trust issues, because I feel we both have them, except I was able to vocalize mine and he wasn't. But he wanted to in the dream and said that, he's getting over those trust issues and if I could just trust him. And now he really became very romantic and very daring. All of us just stood there, even though the waves were crashing down. I feel this is to do with emotions, because I feel this month of September has brought up a lot of emotions, good and bad, not just, the weepy type of crying kind of emotions, but with me, I had a lot of I guess, resentment feeling and anger, not towards him. I've resolved that towards him, but towards other people. But of course, this journey doesn't just isolate your situation, and it is towards everything that you know. It's not just towards your person, but it's towards your family, your friends, your acquaintances, people who've done you wrong in the past, everything. It's not just them. So I didn't feel any resentment towards him at all, but I did feel a lot towards my own people in my life. And I had to resolve that. So this month has been a very emotional one. I do feel this dream kind of represents that, as I saw the waves crashing into these little cabins, I felt, because they weren't built on solid foundation, that they were being destroyed right there, and only a couple were left standing. And but it felt so surreal to just stand there and look. This ties into a dream I had when we first went into separation. This was about 3 years ago now, nearly. Yeah. And the dream I had was about 2 giraffes sticking their necks out above the waves, but the waves were quite violent. But they were okay. They were just, floating along, and their necks were stood really far out of the waves that they weren't going to drown anyway. And then it started snowing. And so what I felt with that was the symbolism of that. And if you've been watching my videos since then, well, no, I don't think this could have been 2 years ago, to be honest. Maybe not 3. I can't remember. Oh, God. No, probably 2 years ago. Yeah. And I did make a video about it, so my channel's not even 2 years old. So I think, yeah, it was about 2 years ago. Yeah, about these giraffes. And the symbolism for that was, even though you are treading very choppy water and very, crazily heavy waves, you can look to the bigger picture, because the giraffe represented looking into the future and knowing your heart's desire, knowing the bigger picture, just keeping your focus on that, because the giraffes were just in the water, but their heads were sticking out, and they were very much just unfazed, looking at the distance. And now I feel this dream is tied into that, except there were no giraffes, there was us, but we were not fazed by the waves. We just happily stood there laughing and telling the dad to just, just drink his drink as quickly as he could, because he's going to end up drinking salt water again. And we thought that was so funny. And I guess the drinking your drink as quickly as possible kind of has to do with speeding time up, hurry up, drink your drink, don't leave it to become salt water again. Wow. The more I talk about this, the more symbolism, and the more I kind of begin to analyze in depth. I mean, I already had an image for what I wanted this video to look like, but now the more I talk about it, the more I tie it in with the previous giraffes in the waves, it all starts to make sense. Funny. Anyway, yeah. Whoever is drawn to this video, I hope that you find your message, because I know that some of my videos are very abstract. That's why certain videos are very popular and you'll have thousands of views on them, and others are just very select. But that's because I intend for only those who will get something out of this message to find it, because I don't want people to become frustrated and annoyed. Oh gosh, this video is so abstract, I don't even know what the heck you're talking about. So I do hope that whoever was drawn to watch this video will get out of it what they have been wanting to know about. So yeah, 2 years ago it was all looking about staying calm in the waves and looking into the future and keeping your eye on the prize and keeping a bird's eye view on the situation. And now it is, you're in the moment. Hurry up. Always and forever. Oh, that's so sweet. We're very similar. Those are kind of the messages I took away from that dream. Very exciting, I must say. So yeah, hope that helped you. If you're interested in getting a reading with me or a coaching session, healing, what else do I offer? Meditations, love letters, or anything else. I'm sure I must offer other things too. All of those details are on the website. But just to let you know, if you are interested, I have a YouTube only offer with a little harvest bonus, all the details will be in the description, but basically if you buy a bundle of either 3 for 2, so you buy 2 and you get your third one free, you pay for 2 and you get your third session free, of either readings, coaching sessions, or healings, you will get a free love letter. So some people have actually bought a healing bundle and a reading bundle, so they get their 2 love letters that they can use at any time. If you are interested, please follow the details in the description. And it's on until the new moon, which is the 29th, so until Sunday. I thank you all for your support and watching my videos and giving me beautiful feedback as well. So thank you all so very much for watching. Have a beautiful day. Namaste.